Hello and welcome to another video. Today we're going to be going over the PRB01 set, or the Premium Booster 01 set, that's going to be releasing in English for the One Piece card game in about 2 weeks now. So let me give a quick rundown of what this video will be. And there's also going to be timestamps down below so you can skip to what you might be looking for. First off, we're going to be talking about what is the PRB, what to expect in each 10 card pack, the different foils or rarities in them, god packs, what those are. And then we'll go over each color in the set, looking at each card quick and saying what deck they might be used in currently or in the near future for 09. And if you end up liking this video, please drop a like or comment to let me know. Also, comment anything you'd like to see going forward, along with things that you didn't like so much in the video, or what I might be able to improve on if I do more videos going forward. With that said, let's jump into it. So, the PRB set is a reprint set. It contains reprints of a bunch of good cards from set 01 up until 06. The only new card from this set is a Red Sanji leader card. It has the basic version and it also has the alternate art version. Along with the Sanji, it's not quite a new card as in, usability, but there is the new manga Nami that you can only pull in this set. And you can pull this separate from god packs. We'll go over that later, but yeah, this does not need to be in a god pack to be pulled. And there is new alternate arts for cards as well, but we'll go over those later. Each pack is going to contain 10 cards. It's 5 commons or uncommons, 1 rare, 1 super rare, or a secret rare can fill that slot as well, and 2 Jolly Roger foils, which is a new type of foiling that's only in the PRB set so far. It's really sparkly, has like Jolly Roger hollow signs on it, and it looks like this. An alt art can also take place of one of these Jolly Roger foils as well. Then to finish off, there's a Dawn card based on a character. There are a bunch of these, and these Dawn cards also have 3 rarities. For the Dawn, there's the basic rarity, which is just a plain matte version of it. There's a hollow version of it, and there's also a Golden Dawn version of each of these. And with some exciting news, there is actually god packs for the English version of the PRB. We weren't sure if this was going to be the case or not, but since people have got their starter decks early, they've opened up the PRB packs early as well. And obviously we've seen a couple god packs to confirm this now. Now to explain what a god pack is, it's a pack that contains all of the manga rares, like everything in one pack there. That's the god pack. And the only way to get a reprint of the older mangas is to pull them through a god pack. There is ways to tell which ones are the reprinted versions and which ones are the old ones. So the old versions, up until a certain set number, they didn't have the star above the rarity, but these reprint ones do. Along with that, some of the card text has been changed on these reprinted ones that help you tell them apart from the originals. And from what I'm aware, these reprint mangas in the god pack are actually more expensive than the originals in Japan, because the only way to get these reprint ones is from a god pack. You can't pull, one reprint here in this pack, one reprint here in this pack. It all comes in one pack, and that's the only way to pull the reprints, which is obviously an extremely rare thing as well. So yeah, hopefully I can get one myself. Now that we've gone over all that info, let's start going over the cards in each color and see what decks they might be used in. Alright, starting out here with the red cards in the PRB. Let me just say, when we go over a card, I'm going to try to be quick with it, say what it might be used in, pop up some images of deck lists for any decks that I talk about. And then I also want to go over, you see there's 3 different versions of some of these cards, or 4 in this case with the alt art. So this is the basic version. This version right here, this would be the Jolly Roger rarity with the Jolly Roger hollows and sparkles all over it. And then this will be a full art, and I believe these full arts are holographic as well. And then obviously alt arts if the option is there. So let's get into it. We have the manga Chopper. You can pull it in a god pack. I'm not going to go over that. We have the Otama here. Otama is a 2k counter. It's a good option in red decks, and we're going to be seeing this used in Shanks once 09 hits. And it is used in a couple other red decks, but I think Shanks is going to be the big one coming up. Manga Nami. This is the manga for the set. You can pull this out of any pack if you're lucky enough. Doesn't have to be a god pack. Luffy, it's a supernova. Might see use in supernova type decks. I don't think there's anything too crazy with it right now. Maybe in the future, but who knows. Not going to spend too much time on that. Radical Beam, it's a good event for red decks. For anything that might need this. Counter up to one of your leaders or characters gains 2,000. If you have 2 or less life, another 2,000. So one cost counter for potentially 4k power. That's pretty good. This Shanks here, it's a rush Shanks, can't block, so it's not used too much, especially once 09 hits. Roger's just going to take his place, I believe. So there's that. Edward Newgate, probably one of the best cards we've seen so far out of this. It's a great card. It's been a staple in red decks, especially the Whitebeard Pirate types, but it also works in other red decks like Red Purple Luffy will run this. It's got a good on-play effect to, you know, be a bit defensive once you play it, and then when attacking, it can get rid of some blockers potentially and things like that. Alt art version of that, pretty nice. We have the Manga Ace, which is in God Packs. Makino, 2k counter. I believe you see this used in Zoro and potentially Red Green Law. And Red Green Law has been coming back a bit recently, so that's kind of cool. All right, next page. All right, Marco Blocker. So this card was, I believe, reprinted in the Edward Newgate starter deck that just came out as well. But here we have some new rarities, full art, and a new alt art for it. Izo, it's a Whitebeard Pirate type searcher. Obviously played in those type of decks then. But yeah, there's a good card. It has a nice alt art as well. Oh, this is the full art and this is the alt art, sorry. And then Koala. Koala is a 2k counter, played in Rev Army decks. Decks like Bello Betty, who's also going to be getting support in 09 and gets quite a decent boost from that support, so interested in that. Red Yellow Sabo might use this as well if he's running a Rev Army version of his deck, but he's got different ways that he can build. Oh yeah, there's also a new alt art for this. It's different from the old alt art Koala. I'm not sure which one I like better there. New Sabo, or not new Sabo, reprint of this Sabo, and I don't think this is anything special, to be honest. Nico Robin, saw it used in some Red Green Law and Zora, I believe, but I don't know what else it would be used in. Just the full art. Bello Betty Searcher. Okay, so this is a searcher for the Rev Army type decks. Yeah, obviously used in Bello Betty again, like before. Potentially Red Yellow Sabo if he's running a Rev Army version. We have a full art version for it now, and a new alternate art, different from the old one. I think I like the old one better though. Then next up, we have Ivankov. So we have the Jolly Roger version of it. This will be played in, once again, Rev Army type decks. Bello Betty or Red Yellow Sabo if he wants to run Rev Army. Also, I forgot to mention for the other Rev Armies, Dragon might run any of these Rev Army type cards as well. So, yep. There's a couple options if you want to go Rev Army build. And then he's got the full art here. Kobe? I think he's just like a little 3-cost chump blocker film type, so maybe red film, but I don't think he's used in anything much anymore or at the moment. Here is the new card from the set, the Sanji Leader. Activate main once per turn up to one of your characters without an on-play effect and with a cost of 8 or less gains rush. So Pretty aggro deck here. I'm gonna try to cook up something with this. I think this is. I love these alt arts as well for the leaders compared to some other ones that we get. Tony Chopper, Chump Blocker. He's an animal type. I don't think he's used even in Zoro or anything right now. Then we have the alt art for it and the full art as well. And guard point. 1 Dawn, 3k counter. It's nice, but I don't know any deck that's really pushing to use this at the moment. And that's it for red. Let's go on to the next color then. Alright, so next up we have green here. We're going to start off with Izo. Now, Izo's been seen in some Bonnie lists, but not in others, so it's kind of, I think it's up to the pilot if they want him or not. Bonnie is the strongest for green right now, but if we look at other green leaders like Green Yellow Yamato, which recently did get a top 8 at Paris, I believe, they're running 4 Izos. Odin also runs Izo. I think Perona might as well. Carrot can run Izo. So, you know, there's definitely a bunch of different deck options that will run Izo. Good card here. And we have the full art version and a new alternate art for Izo. Momonosuke, Land of Wano Searcher, good for decks using Land of Wano, of course. Then things like Odin and Perona would use this. And we have a alt art for Momo, I guess. This Law Supernovas type. I don't think it's really seeing use right now, but could be used in the future. And there has been some showings from Red Green Law right now, so you know it's not a terrible deck at the moment, I believe. Alt art for this, it's a really cool alt art, I think. Kid, very strong card for green. I mean, a lot of different green decks could run this, but it is, if we're thinking of things that's used in Bonnie right now, or it tends to be used in Bonnie. I think some lists drop it for other options, but it's a very strong card. Alt art for it. Raizo, nothing too special at the moment. I don't think it's used in anything that I know of. Yamato, cool card, but not really being used. Even in the Yamato or Odin list that I've seen, not really used. Cool alt art for this though. I like that. Dellinger, I think this has been used in Bonnie at the moment sometimes. Also, if green purple Dofi becomes, you know, popular as a off meta, you know, counter to the meta at the moment, then this will be used in that. We have a full art for it as well. Next up we have 10 cost Dofi, another very strong top end card for green. It's good in Bonnie, Carrot, Odin. It can be used in a bunch of green decks. Just a very strong ability to raise up to 3 characters and leader. And a beautiful alt art here for it. And then we have Baby 5. So it's a 2k counter. Sees use in Bonnie right now. Probably another option for OP10 or, you know, green purple Dofi if that becomes more played because of the meta. But yeah, that's one of those. Let's see full art version of it as well. Don Quixote family event searcher. I don't think this is used. No, I think it's for maybe a future one or maybe even green purple, but green purple Dofi that is, but I don't think it's used too much at the moment. Another Baby 5, another searcher, and this one is actually used in Bonnie at the moment as well. There's something there. There's a full art version of it and a alternate art for people looking to bling out their decks. Arlong. Um, it's an interesting card. It might be teched in to counteract Dofi a little bit, but I doubt it. It'll be good for green yellow Arlong, of course, and who knows what else at the moment. But it's pretty strong sometimes. Full art version and alternate art version of that. Hody, another strong top end for green. We're getting a lot of green top ends here that are very strong. You know, this gives you the ability to end the game. You can rest down blockers. You can rest Dawn if you're against someone who's using Dawn to counter and stuff. So very strong card here. You can see use in pretty much everything. Green, Bonnie, green yellow Yamato, Odin, Carrot. Like if it's in green, you probably have an opportunity to run Hody. And we have a cool alt art here. Not sure which one I like more, the new one or the old one, but yeah, it's definitely cool. And then we have Yuma and Ivano, Thriller Barks. So it's a solid 4 cost. It kills a 4 cost on play, and then it also kills the 4 cost when it's KO'd. So, you know, you can get a lot of value out of this. This is in Perona. For sure, you could see this in Perona. And also Odin, I believe, could run this. Let's see. We do have a full art version there. Looking beautiful. And that's a nice alt art there. For Yuma. This event. Billion-fold world. I can't say that word. Come on now. I don't think this is used for anything at the moment though. Mangazoro. Hey, if you pull a God pack, congratulations. Bartholomew. An old promo. It's also being reprinted in the Uta starter deck right now that just came out. At the point of recording this, at least. It's not really used in anything though. And then Beige, used in Bonnie. It's a little chump blocker. At least some Bonnie lists. I wouldn't say all of them. And it has a cool alt art here. So yeah, that's it for green. On to the next one. All right, now we have blue here. So starting off with blue, we have this Mihawk. Top end card for blue. I've seen this ran and comboed with the secret rare Sanji that cheats it out. It's not really used in top blue decks, which would be like Dofi at the moment, or Nami obviously doesn't run this either. But it could see play in other blue decks for sure that will run that and want to combo it out. Got a alt art version of it too. I actually like that alt art a lot. Boa, not really used in anything blue at the moment. Yeah, there's better options, I think. Let's see. Gum Giant Gavel, used in Nami. So Nami players, you're gonna want to get your hands on, you know, the either, I believe this is a hollow version, or the Straw Hat Jolly Roger foil version. Bling out your deck a little bit. Sanji's Pilaf. This is one of the most expensive cards for Nami. It's actually the second most expensive card in the deck, I think. And this reprint's gonna drop the price from what I can imagine. Yeah, happy to see a reprint here. Nami players, once again, time to bling out your deck a little bit. Hey, there's even an alt art for the Sanji's Pilaf, which is, I actually like this alt art. So that's cool to see. 3000 worlds, not really used from what I've seen. Let's see, we got a full art for it though, or an alt art, I guess. Manga Sogeking has the star for the reprint. God packs, of course, if you pull one. Congratulations. Kaido. The blue top end. I don't think you really see it. Maybe in BOA lists, you could see this, or it might actually be played in Buggy as well. once 09 hits. Have to see. And then an alt art for that Kaido. Very cool. I think I like the non-alt art better, to be honest. Gum Gum Red Rock, sorry. It's good removal for blue in general. Seen in some Dofi lists, I think. And Boa, of course. Now there's two ways people tend to build Dofi. So it's gonna be, I guess, up to what the meta's looking like here. And maybe how the pilot wants to run the deck. But yeah, could be playing Dofi. Oh, that's a sick alt art for it too. Ulti? Let's see, ulti here. Multicolored lock, which is kind of weird for the on play. But yeah, it's top 3 general searcher if you're multicolored, which is cool. I don't think it's really been used in anything at the moment, but I think this could have some options in the future, just as a general searcher. And beautiful alt art here. What else do we have? Pound Blaze. I don't think this is used in anything that I know of at the moment. Cool alt art again though. There's so many alt arts for these events and stuff in blue. Just cool to see people who like to bling out their deck. Kaido, blue top end, seen in some Boa and I would imagine Buggy lists as well. If I find them, they'll pop up on the screen, of course. The sword event, not really sure if this is used anything. I don't imagine it is at the moment. Nami, 2k counter, it's Straw Hats, but I don't think it's used in anything at the moment. Again, promo Luffy, cool card, but I don't think it's used in anything. If it was, I think it would be in some sort of blue-black deck, just to take advantage of, you know, black likes trashing cards and having cards in their trash, whatnot. We got a cool full art for it here though, so that's nice to see. Mihawk next. This is a starter deck 3 Mihawk. It's using the Warlords engine, 2k counter, and it's also inside the Dofi starter deck as a reprint as well. But yeah, cool to see we're getting a reprint of that, and it has a full art, so the Dofi players are gonna want those. Let's see, 1 cost Chump Blocker Law, not much to say there. Let's see, Boa, another little blocker. Has a alternate art here though, which looks pretty nice. Duval, blocker again. Can look at top 3 and put them on top or bottom in any order, so it could have been a Dofi option, but I think there's just too many other good cards that fill the slot right now, so I don't think it's really used. And that's it for blue. On to the next one. And hopping into purple here, we're gonna start off with this Judgment of Hell event. Doesn't seem like a terrible counter, giving 2 characters or leader minus 3k for the turn, but I don't quite remember seeing it in anything. I was to guess maybe like a Foxy list or some more off meta purple character at the moment. We're getting a full art for that, or an alt art, sorry. Then we have Khalifa, 2k counter. I've seen it in Foxy list, and also I've seen an Iceberg list running this, if anybody's interested in more off meta stuff. Law, if you play God Pack, congrats on the manga. Miss Double Finger, 2k counter. I've seen this used in some P Luffy lists before 09 hits. But other than that, I think would be in the more rogue decks again. We're getting a full art for her though. Kid, solid blocker for purple. I've seen this in P Luffy lists quite a bit leading up to 09. Also purple Kaido list, I've seen that used. Then manga, of course, again. Oh, we do have an alternate art version for that kid too. Looks awesome. Secret rare, Luffy, it's the extra turn Luffy. Some lists have ran this in Red Purple Luffy. A couple P Luffy lists have run this too, leading up to 09. But I think it gets phased out for P Luffy after that. Maybe just ran as like a 1 or 2 of after. I'll have to see. Alternate art for that as well. Very cool. Then the manga version. Alright, here we go. Blue Purple Reiju players. Are people interested in playing this? Are you gonna be happy about this? So here's a Vinsmoke Ichiji. Obviously in Blue Purple Reiju, but we have a full art version of it now. Then we have which one's this? Neji, once again, Blue Purple Reiju, full art version of it. Yonji, Blue Purple Reiju. Some NA lists don't run this from what I've seen, but I've also seen some 09 wins in Japan that were using Blue Purple Reiju had this in it. You got a full art and an alt art for him. Interesting there. What's next? Yonji. Oh wait, was that? No, it was the Yonji that some people don't run. And some people in Japan have been running. So we're getting a full art version of that. Then another Yonji. Man, I'm getting so confused with all these. Blue Purple Reiju again, like, or I guess any potential Vinsmoke family or Germa in the future as well. We might see more in the future. Full art for this Yonji and a alt art as well. Reiju. I've seen this Reiju actually run in. Oh, maybe not this one. No, this one's Blue Purple Reiju, and we get a full art for it. And then this Reiju, the 4-cost one, I've seen it ran in Foxy 2, but of course, mainly Blue Purple Reiju. Oh my god, this is confusing me so much. Then we have the stage, the Germa Kingdom stage, or Germa Kingdom decks, or Germa decks in general. Oh my god, man. Full art, or alternate art for that. Kaido, finally something different. Get me out of this Germa. Okay, so Kaido, he's a top-end boss monster for purple here. Seen in some P Luffy list leading up to 09, where it gets faded out once all that support hits. But also, of course, in purple Kaido list as well. And we have a alt art for it. Very cool. Queen, staple in a lot of purple decks. It was a starter deck card. It had a Judge reprint, I believe, if you got Judge pack. But this card's just way too expensive, and hopefully it's about to drop heavily from being like what, $10 or more to under $1. But we do have a full art version of it for anybody who wants to bling it out. Blast Breath, 1 cost, -1 Dawn, 4K counter. So it's a pretty good event. We've seen it used in Red Purple Luffy and Purple Luffy, I believe, is a 1 or 2 of a couple times. Then we have the hollow versions and whatnot. And last but not least, we have Law. Some hand trashing if opponents tend to have 7 or more cards in hand. Sees use in Purple Luffy, and I've seen it in Red Purple Luffy as well, and Kaido too. So definitely a potentially good card here. And we have an alt art version for it. Very nice, very nice. And that does it for purple. On to the next one. All right, so I believe this is a big one here. Black. I think a bunch of the staples are getting reprinted, which they were pretty expensive. So hopefully that makes them more affordable for people. Makes them more able to play what they're interested in. Starting off, Kuzan. Used in a lot of stuff. Maybe not a 4 of every time, but I think that's the case with quite a few of these cards. But it's been seen in Lucci, Black Yellow Luffy, Black Luffy, Red Black Sabo, which recently got a good placing at a event, and Moria as well. Moria. And we have a alt-art version for that. Alright, Sakazuki. Less used, but I've seen it used in that recent Red Black Sabo list. Alt-art version for that. Turu, 2k counter, -2 cost on play. The staple in Lucci. Also Smoker, who's getting a comeback after his starter deck. Also seen in Perona, I believe, and Black Luffy, Moria, Red Black Sabo as well. We have a nice full art version. Yeah, everybody's gonna want that to bling their deck out. Borsalino, it's played in Smoker, Perona, Red Black Sabo. It also sees play in Black Yellow Luffy and Lucci sometimes. Great card, of course. And we have a great alt art here for him. Ice Age. I think it's played in like every black deck. Even Marshall D Teach coming up in 09. Kuzan, which is something to mention. A lot of these black cards aren't going to be played in Teach because most of the cards that's played in Teach actually comes out in 09 with him, so that's something to keep in mind. Yeah, Kuzan here, secret rare one. Top end option for black. Rarely seen it played, but if it is, it's usually like a 1 or 2 of in a deck. Alt art version for him. Virgo, 2k counter. Not really used, I don't think. I think I've seen it as like a 1 of in a Smoker list before. I was looking at full art version. And we have brand new. 2k counter, Navy Search, and Trash, which we'd like for black. It's using Smoker, Black Luffy, Moria, Red Black Sabo. Probably any black navy themed deck in the future as well. Stumbling upon my words here. We got the full art version and an alt art version. What's this event? Air Door. I don't think it's used. I'm gonna skip that. Sabos from the God Pack. Let's see. Bartholomew to blocker. 2k counter as well. So I've seen this in Smoker deck, but I don't think it's used too much. It's a Dressrosa type, so maybe it's gonna fit into something in the future. Have to see. From what we know in 010, there's Dressrosa types coming back. Also an alt art for that, and a full art. Barrier, 1 cost, 2k counter, up to 4k counter if you have 15 in your trash. Seems like an okay event, but I don't think it really fits in anything currently. Toy Soldier, 2k counter, can also activate main to -3, so pretty good card there. I think it's used in Perona list, but other than that, not used too much at the moment. Maybe in the future again, we'll have to see. Full art version and alternate art version. I like this alternate art. Shirahoshi here. So it's a 2k counter. So many 2k counters. That's like what, 4 in a row? 2k counter here. Bottom deck 2 of your trash and can attack the hand a bit if they have 6 or more. Not really used right now though. We're getting a full art for it and an alternate art. Gecko Moria. It's a 4 of in every black deck, right? Except Teach. It's not a 4 of in Teach. Let me say that. It's just insane value for 8 cost. And an alt art version of it. So there you go. I'm really happy with this. I don't have any Morias, but from what I pull, I'm probably going to be able to throw together a black deck eventually after this. All these packs that I'm going to have. Victorious Injury. 2K Thriller Bark. Locked. It's maybe seen in Moria type deck. Helmeppo. I think it's played in the current Lucci list before 09 hits. We have a full art for him. And then finally, Shockwave. 2-cost counter event. Not really ran at the moment. So yeah, that's it for black. Let's move on to the next one. And the final color here, we have yellow. So starting off in yellow, we have Cracker. Cracker can see playing more aggro yellow decks. Things like Yamato, Bello Betty, Arlong might run something like this. It's a good trigger if you can get them to hit into you. And also if you have less life than them, then it can get pretty powerful as well. You also get a new alternate art version for him. Smoothie, same as before, aggro yellow. You might want to run this if you notice that you're getting starved a lot, like people aren't hitting into your life, so this helps you take your own life and, you know, keep cards in your hand, and also gets a bonus from that. Nice full art here, and then a very nice alternate art. Parasparrow, seen in Big Mom type decks, Katakuri and Purple Yellow Pudding mainly at the moment. Shirahoshi, this one's played in Anel mainly. We get a full art for it. Thunderbolt, not really played much, and I think this one might be in the starter deck, the Katakuri starter deck as well. Either this or Elthor, I can't remember. I think it's this one. Yeah, maybe a 2 of in Katakuri sometimes. Now, Secret Rare Katakuri. Pretty expensive card for us in English, so it's nice to see this get a reprint as well. This is a good top end option for yellow. You mainly see this in Anel right now. The 09 Robin leader might like this as well. And maybe Vegapunk, but I don't think Vegapunk runs this. New alternate art version for Katakuri as well. Beige, really strong trigger effect, 2K counter. You see in Anel, Pudding, Katakuri, Nico Robin, so it's a very strong card to have. Full art version and a new alt art version for beige, very cool. Sanji, not really seeing use in top decks right now, but it could be used in aggro again just because of the trigger. So things like maybe Arlong again, something like that. And we're getting a alternate art version. Then we have Yamato. It's a top end, played in things like Anel, Nico Robin again, and Vegapunk does play Yamato, I believe. Anybody interested in Vegapunk? And we get a nice alt art for Yamato here. Satori, 2K counter, and a trigger to play out. Played in things like Calgara, Katakuri, Bello Betty up until 09. We get a full art for Satori and a alternate art here. Elthor, 1 cost for 2K or up to 4K depending on your opponent's life. Not really seen too much other than in Calgara right now. Calgara runs a couple of these, I believe. Or I guess it's up to the person playing, but people tend to run 1 or 2 of those. Amaru, same as before. Maybe you will see it in a Calgara list. It's up to the person playing it, really, what they want to tech in. We get an alt art for Amaru, though. Very cool alt art. Upper Yard, Sky Island, it's Calgara stage card, pretty much. We do get a alternate art for it, though, which is very cool. So in Inuarashi. Yellow Wano package. Mainly played in aggro yellow decks like before. I think recently some of the green yellow Yamato lists have been having success and running a couple of these in their deck. Hiyori, 4 of in black yellow Luffy. So if you want to run black yellow Luffy, this card is being reprinted for you. And if you want to bling it out, here's a alt art for it. Beautiful alt art. We just have the full art for Inuarashi. And then Nekomamushi, getting a full art form. Once again, played in the aggro yellow decks. Also, I think I've seen this in a Katakuri list before, if you're interested in that. But I don't think they tend to run it, just been in a list that I've seen. Wiper, Calgara, nothing really other than that using him. Full art form. Brule, big mom type yellow decks. Pudding, Katakuri. They will tend to run this Brule sometimes, I believe. And this arrow, I don't think I've seen this in any decks recently, at least from what I've seen. And yeah, that'll finish off yellow and all the colors. Oh, we went over all the characters, but we almost forgot the Dawn. So let's go over that real quick. It's a pretty big part of the set. There is, I think, like 38 different ones representing a different character. So we're gonna start here, and I'm just gonna slowly go down over them. Maybe point out some ones I like. Like I'm probably gonna want the Uta one here because I have an Uta deck. I think this Kaido one's cool. NL players might want one of these. Moria, Odin. I might want the Odin ones too. I have an Odin deck. Katakuri, Big Mom, Dofi, Law, Vivi. Maybe I want the Perona one too. These are so cool. I love all these actually. Very, very cool. Got the Ace one. Lucci. Zoro one. Oh, and we're back. So that's all of them. So the ones we were just looking at were like the basic version. And then there's going to be the holo version. I think the rates, from what I remember, are 1 holo per booster box. And there's 1 golden per case or something like that. So it's gonna be pretty rough if you're wanting a golden set, I fear. But I might try to get myself a holo set for one of my favorite decks. See how that pans out. But yeah, these are awesome. Awesome looking Dons. Really a big fan of these. I wonder if I could pull. I think you can pull them in the PRB pack from the starter deck too. Oh, and here's the end, finishing on the Zoro one. Yeah, those are the Dons. Feel free to pause the video if you want a better look at them. But yeah, another very cool part of the set. All right, time to close up here with a little outro. If you guys liked the video, please leave a like to let me know, or comment down below what you might have liked in the video, what you might not have liked, and what I could maybe improve on in the future. Also, feel free to comment anything that you might want to see a video of. I might be able to do that. And yeah, thanks everyone for watching, and have a good one.